Amina Carter thought she was protecting her autistic brother Noah by fleeing to Seoul, until her abusive ex-boyfriend Ethan tracked them down with a terrifying ultimatum. What she didn't know was that the most feared man in the city had been watching her every move, waiting in the shadows with his own dark agenda. Seo Jae-hyun was a Korean mafia boss who'd lost everything to violence. But when he saw Ethan grab Amina in that alley, something inside his frozen heart cracked open. The protection he offered came with a price she never expected, and a love that would either save them all or destroy everything they'd built. Because when you're caught between an obsessive ex-boyfriend and a man who kills without hesitation, safety becomes the most dangerous thing of all. Subscribe and tell me in the comments, have you ever had to choose between the devil you know and the one you don't? Amina counted the bills in her pocket for the third time. $43. Not enough for Noah's therapy session tomorrow. The Seoul streets glowed with neon signs and late-night food vendors. She pulled her coat tighter and glanced down at her 7-year-old brother. Noah walked beside her in silence. His small hand gripped hers. "Almost home," she whispered. Noah nodded but didn't speak. He rarely spoke anymore. Not since their mother died. Not since they'd moved here 6 months ago with nothing but hope and desperation. Amina felt exhausted. Her 12-hour shift at the care facility had drained everything from her. Her feet ached, her back screamed, but Noah needed dinner and his medication. They turned down their narrow street. The apartment building stood ahead like a tired guardian, paint peeled from its walls. The elevator had been broken for weeks. "Can we have ramen tonight?" Noah asked softly. "Of course, baby." Amina's breath caught. His voice always surprised her these days. Each word felt precious. She fumbled for her keys at the building entrance. The lock stuck like it always did. She jiggled the key and pushed her shoulder against the door. Something prickled at the back of her neck, the feeling of being watched. Amina turned and scanned the street. Late-night workers hurried past. A delivery motorcycle sputtered by. Nothing unusual, but the feeling remained. Her eyes found the shadows across the street. A figure stood motionless near a parked car, too far to see clearly, too still to be casual. "Mina." Noah tugged her hand. "Coming, sweetie." The door finally opened. Amina guided Noah inside and glanced back once more. The figure had vanished. The street looked empty again, but her chest tightened with unease. The next morning brought rain and bad news. Amina stared at the eviction notice taped to her door. 30 days. They wanted 3 months back rent. Money she didn't have. Money she'd never have. "We're gonna be okay," she whispered to herself. Noah sat at their small table, eating cereal. His medication bottles lined the counter like tiny soldiers. Each one cost more than she made in a day. A sharp knock echoed through the apartment. Amina felt her stomach drop. Landlords didn't knock. They left notices. Another knock. Harder this time. "Amina, open up." That voice. Ethan. Noah's spoon clattered into his bowl. His eyes went wide with fear. "Stay here," Amina said. "Finish your breakfast." She approached the door slowly, her heart hammered against her ribs. "I know you're in there," Ethan called. "We need to talk." "Go away, Ethan. Don't be childish. Let me in." Amina pressed her back against the door. "We have nothing to discuss. You left Seattle without a word, took the kid, made me look like a fool. I left because you hurt me." Silence stretched for several seconds. "I was drunk," Ethan said finally. "You know I didn't mean it. You meant every word. God damn it, Amina. Open this door." His voice was louder now, angrier. Noah had stopped eating entirely. "Please leave," she said. "Your neighbors can hear everything." "Is that what you want?" Shame burned in her chest. He was right. The walls were thin. Everyone would hear. 5 minutes, Ethan said. "That's all I'm asking." "No." Something hit the door hard. His fist. "Probably. You can't hide from me forever," he said. "I know where you work. I know the kid's school." Noah made a small sound. A whimper. Amina felt rage bloom in her chest. "Don't threaten him." "It's not a threat. It's reality." Footsteps echoed down the hallway. Slow and measured. "Someone's coming," Ethan muttered. "This isn't over." His footsteps retreated quickly. A door slammed somewhere in the building. Amina waited several minutes before opening her door. The hallway stood empty, but a small business card lay on the floor. She picked it up. Expensive paper. Korean text on one side. nothing on the other. Her hands shook as she closed the door. The restaurant buzzed with lunch-hour chaos. Amina carried trays and cleaned tables and tried to forget the morning's encounter. Her shift supervisor had already warned her twice about looking distracted. She couldn't afford to lose this job too. The bell above the door chimed. Amina looked up from wiping a table. A man entered, tall and broad-shouldered. His black coat was perfectly tailored. His dark hair was styled with precision. He wasn't like their usual customers. Too expensive, too polished. The man's eyes swept the dining room once. They settled on her for a moment. She felt something shift in her chest. He walked to the counter and sat down. His movements were controlled and graceful. Amina finished cleaning her table and approached him. "Can I get you something?" "Coffee," he said. "Black." His voice was quiet and deep, accented but clear. "Anything to eat?" "No." She poured his coffee and set it down. His hands were large and unmarked. No wedding ring, no watch. "Are you new in the neighborhood?" she asked. He looked up at her. His eyes were dark brown and unreadable. "Something like that." The conversation died there. He drank his coffee in silence. Amina returned to her work, but kept glancing at him. He didn't check his phone, didn't read anything, just sat and watched the street through the window. Other customers came and went. He remained. After an hour, he left money on the counter and stood. More than enough for one cup of coffee. At the door, he held it open for an elderly woman entering. "Thank you, young man," she said in Korean. He nodded respectfully and left. Amina's phone buzzed, a text message. "We're not done." Her hands shook as she deleted it. Outside, rain began to fall harder. Noah's therapy session ran late. By the time they left the clinic, darkness had settled over the city. Amina counted the remaining cash in her wallet. $18. "I'm hungry," Noah said. "We'll get dinner soon." They walked toward the subway station. The streets felt different at night. Shadows stretched longer. Sounds echoed strangely. Amina felt that prickling sensation again, being watched. She turned her head slightly. A man followed them about 20 feet back, too close to be coincidental. "Noah, hold my hand tighter." "Why?" "Just because." They reached a narrow alley that led to their building, a shortcut she'd taken dozens of times. Tonight it felt like a trap. Footsteps approached from behind, fast now, purposeful. "Amina." She spun around. Ethan stood in the alley entrance. His clothes were wrinkled, his face was flushed. "You've been ignoring my calls," he said. "We have nothing to discuss." Noah pressed against her side. His small body trembled. Ethan stepped closer. "You embarrassed me at that restaurant, talking to other men." "What are you talking about?" "The Korean guy." "I saw you flirting." Amina felt confused. "I was working." "Don't lie to me." His hand shot out and grabbed her wrist. His fingers dug into her skin. "Let go," she said. "We're going to my hotel, all three of us. We're going to talk this through." Noah whimpered and tried to hide behind her. "You're scaring him," Amina said. Ethan's grip tightened. "He needs to learn how the world works. Please let go. I'll end you tonight if you don't stop fighting me." The words hung in the cold air, final and terrible. Amina felt something break inside her chest. Fear turned to pure terror. A shadow moved at the far end of the alley. Someone was there, watching. "Mom would be ashamed of you," Ethan whispered. "Dragging this damaged kid around, pretending you can take care of him." Rage flared in her chest. "I don't talk about my mother. She knew the truth. You're weak. You always have been." Amina wrenched her wrist free and pulled Noah behind her. "Stay away from us," she said. "That's not how this works." Ethan stepped forward again. The shadow at the end of the alley moved. A man emerged from the darkness, tall and silent. The same man from the restaurant. His eyes found hers across the distance. Something shifted in his expression. Recognition. Decision. Ethan noticed her gaze and turned. He saw the stranger approaching. "Who the hell is that?" The man stopped 5 feet away. His presence filled the narrow space. "Leave," he said simply. His voice was calm. No emotion, no threat, just a statement. Ethan straightened. "This is none of your business. I'm making it my business." "Yeah, you and what army?" The stranger didn't respond. He didn't need to. Something in his stillness was more frightening than any threat. Ethan's confidence wavered. He looked between the stranger and Amina. "This isn't over," he said finally. "Yes," the stranger said. "It is." Ethan backed toward the alley entrance. You don't know who you're messing with? The stranger waited until he was gone. Then he looked at Amina. Are you hurt? She shook her head. Her voice had disappeared entirely. Noah peeked out from behind her. His eyes were wide with curiosity instead of fear. Go home, the stranger said. Lock your door. He turned and walked away. Amina watched him disappear into the shadows. Her breath caught. She still didn't know his name. Amina triple-checked the locks on her apartment door. The chain, the deadbolt, the handle lock. Noah sat on the couch watching cartoons. His earlier fear had faded. Children were resilient that way. She couldn't stop thinking about the stranger. His calm voice, the way Ethan had backed down immediately. Who was he? Why had he helped them? Her phone rang. Unknown number. Hello. Breathing, then silence. Ethan. The line went dead. Amina felt her chest tighten. She checked the locks again. An hour passed quietly. Noah fell asleep on the couch. She carried him to his bed and tucked him in. Loud banging erupted from the front door. Amina, open this door right now. Ethan, drunk and furious. I know you're in there with him, he shouted. Your boyfriend. The neighbors would complain tomorrow, or call the police tonight. Go away, she called. Not until we settle this. More banging. The doorframe shook. Noah appeared in the hallway. His face was pale with terror. It's okay, she whispered. Go back to bed. Is he going to hurt us? No, baby, I won't let him. But she wasn't sure how to stop it. The banging continued for 10 minutes. Ethan cursed and screamed and threatened. Then sudden silence, complete and absolute quiet. Amina waited. Her heart pounded so hard she thought it might burst. She approached the door carefully, pressed her ear against it. Nothing. The peephole showed an empty hallway. Had he given up? Gone home? She unlocked the door and opened it a crack. Ethan was gone, but a man stood in the shadows across the hall. The stranger from the alley. You're safe, he said. His voice was steady and reassuring. How did you? He won't come back tonight. Why are you helping me? The stranger stepped forward into the light. His face was sharp and beautiful, strong jaw, high cheekbones, eyes that held secrets. Some things don't require explanations, he said. I don't even know your name. Jae-hyun. I'm Amina. And thank you. He nodded once. Keep your door locked. Wait. But he was already walking away. Amina watched him until he disappeared down the stairs. Her breath caught. Nothing about this made sense, but for the first time in months, she felt safe. Morning brought unexpected gifts. Amina opened her door to find grocery bags on the doormat, fresh fruit, rice, vegetables, protein bars, Noah's prescription medications in a small pharmacy bag. No note, no explanation. She carried everything inside with shaking hands. Who brought food? Noah asked. I don't know, but she suspected. The medications alone cost $200, money she didn't have, money she'd been dreading to spend. Amina felt gratitude and anger warring in her chest. She didn't want charity. She'd been taking care of herself and Noah just fine, except she hadn't been. Not really. By afternoon, the anger had won. She marched to the restaurant during her break. Jae-hyun sat at the same counter stool, same black coffee, same perfect posture. We need to talk, she said. He looked up calmly. About what? The groceries, the medicine. I can't accept them. Why not? His directness caught her off guard. Because I don't know you. Because I can take care of my family. Can you? The question stung because it was fair. That's not the point, she said. What is the point? I don't want your help. Jae-hyun studied her face. Your brother needs those medications. I'll find another way. There is no other way. You work 2 jobs. You're 3 months behind on rent. Heat flushed her cheeks. How do you know that? I know many things. Are you following me? I'm watching over you. I didn't ask for that. Something shifted in his expression, a flicker of something darker. Protection doesn't require permission, he said. The words were final. No room for argument. Amina felt her breath catch. Who are you? Someone who keeps you safe. From Ethan. From everything. He finished his coffee and stood, left money on the counter again. Accept the help, he said. For him. He meant Noah. Of course he did. Jae-hyun walked toward the door, paused without turning around. Your shift ends at 9. I'll be watching. Then he was gone. Amina stared at the empty stool. Her hands shook as she cleared his cup. Protection doesn't require permission. What did that mean? That night, Noah pressed his face against their apartment window. His breath fogged the glass as he stared down at the street. "There's a man outside," he said. Amina joined him at the window. 3 stories below, Jae-hyun stood beneath a streetlight, motionless and alert. "Is he guarding us?" Noah asked. "I think so." "Like a superhero?" Amina almost smiled. Something like that." They watched him for several minutes. He never moved, never checked his phone, just stood and observed. "I like him," Noah said quietly. "Why?" "He makes the scared feeling go away." Amina felt her chest tighten. Noah was right. The constant anxiety she'd carried for months had lessened. Jae-hyun's phone rang. He answered it immediately. Even from 3 stories up, she could see his posture change. His voice carried upward on the night air. Korean words she didn't understand. Then one phrase in English. "Don't approach her again." The call ended. He looked up at their window. Their eyes met across the distance. Amina felt something shift inside her chest. Recognition, connection, fear and gratitude, and something else she couldn't name. Jae-hyun nodded once. A silent promise. Then he walked into the shadows and disappeared. Noah tugged her sleeve. "So, is he coming back?" "I don't know, baby." But somehow she knew he was. The scared feeling was gone, but it had been replaced by something else entirely. Something that felt dangerous in a completely different way. 3 days passed in uneasy quiet. No sign of Ethan. No mysterious groceries. No silent guardian in the street. Amina felt restless. She missed the security of knowing Jae-hyun was watching. At the restaurant, she caught herself glancing at his usual stool every few minutes. It remained empty. "You seem distracted today," her supervisor said. "Sorry, I'll focus better." But focusing was impossible when every shadow might hide danger. Noah seemed different too, more withdrawn. He kept asking about the man outside. "Where did he go?" Noah asked at dinner. "I don't know." "Is he coming back?" Amina felt her stomach twist. Maybe. She hoped so. She hated herself for hoping so. The restaurant's front window exploded inward. Glass scattered across the floor. Customers screamed and dove under tables. Amina saw Ethan standing on the sidewalk. His face was twisted with rage. "Where is he?" Ethan shouted through the broken window. The manager was already calling police. Ethan's eyes found hers. "I know you're hiding him somewhere." "Get away from here," she called. "Not until we finish our conversation." He stepped through the window frame. Glass crunched under his boots. 2 men appeared behind him, strangers with hard faces and expensive clothes. Amina felt terror flood her chest. This was worse than before. "Sir, you need to leave," the manager said. One of Ethan's companions grabbed the manager's shirt. "We're not talking to you," he said. A black car pulled up outside. 4 men in dark suits emerged. Everything changed immediately. Ethan's companions released the manager and stepped backward. "Time to go," one whispered urgently. Ethan looked confused. "What? No, we just got here." "Look outside." Through the broken window, Amina saw Jae-hyun approaching. His expression was cold and purposeful. The men with him moved with military precision. Ethan's face went pale. "Shit!" He scrambled back through the window. His companions were already running. Jae-hyun reached the restaurant entrance. His eyes swept the damage, found her face. "Are you hurt?" She shook her head. "Good." He turned to his men and spoke rapid Korean. They dispersed immediately. One stayed behind. Jae-hyun approached her carefully. "This can't continue. I know. You need protection. Real protection." Amina felt her pride warring with fear. Fear was winning. "What does that mean?" "It means you accept help." No more arguing. His voice was firm but not unkind. "I can't afford. Money isn't the issue." "Then what is?" Something shifted in his expression. Vulnerability beneath the hardness. "Trust," he said simply. The black car pulled up outside Noah's school the next afternoon. Amina watched from the passenger seat as children poured through the front doors. "This feels wrong," she said. "Feeling safe feels wrong?" Jae-hyun asked. "Being driven around feels wrong. Having bodyguards feels wrong. Your brother needs consistency. Routine." He was right. Noah had been sleeping better knowing someone was watching over them. "There," she pointed. "Blue backpack." Noah emerged from the crowd of children. His face lit up when he saw the car. He climbed into the back seat without hesitation. "Hi, Jae-hyun," he said shyly. "Hello, Noah. How was school?" "Good. We learned about fish today." Amina watched their interaction in the rearview mirror. Noah never talked to strangers this easily. "What kind of fish?" Jae-hyun asked. "Goldfish, and big ones that live in the ocean. I have a pond at my house, with koi fish." Noah's eyes went wide. "Really? Would you like to see them sometime?" "Can we, Mina? Please?" Amina felt trapped between gratitude and suspicion. "We'll see." But she'd already decided. Noah deserved something beautiful in his life. "Tomorrow," she said. "If you want." Jae-hyun's eyes found hers in the mirror. "Thank you. Don't thank me yet." The estate sat behind high walls and electronic gates. Cameras tracked their approach. Guards nodded respectfully as they passed. "Whoa," Noah breathed. The house was modern and sprawling, clean lines and large windows, gardens that looked professionally maintained. "It's huge," Noah said. "Too huge," Amina murmured. Jae-hyun heard her. It wasn't always this quiet. Something in his tone made her chest tighten. They parked near the front entrance. An older woman emerged from the house. "Madam Yoonji," Jae-hyun said. "This is Amina and Noah." The woman bowed slightly. Her expression was polite but distant. "Welcome," she said in accented English. Noah clung to Amina's hand as they followed Jae-hyun inside. The interior was elegant but sparse. Beautiful furniture arranged with precision. No personal touches. "Where are the koi?" Noah asked. "In the garden. This way." They walked through sliding glass doors onto a stone patio. The pond stretched across half the garden. Fat orange and white fish moved lazily through the clear water. Noah gasped and pulled free from Amina's grip. "Can I touch them?" "Carefully," Jae-hyun said. He knelt beside the pond and showed Noah how to trail his fingers in the water. The fish swam closer, curious and unafraid. Noah giggled. The sound made Amina's heart ache. "They like me," he said. "They have good judgment," Jae-hyun replied. Amina watched them together. Jae-hyun's voice was gentler with Noah, patient in a way that spoke of experience. "Do you have children?" she asked. His shoulders stiffened. "I did." Past tense. "I'm sorry," she said quickly. Her name was so young. She was 6. Noah looked up from the pond. Where is she now?" Jae-hyun's breath caught. "She's not here anymore." "Did she move away?" "Something like that." Amina felt her chest constrict. The pain in his voice was unmistakable. "The fish food is in that container," he said, changing the subject. Noah found the container and scattered pellets across the water. The fish rose to the surface eagerly. "This is the best day ever," Noah announced. Jae-hyun's expression softened. "I'm glad you like it." They stayed by the pond for an hour. Noah fed the fish and asked endless questions. Jae-hyun answered each one with patience. "We should go," Amina said finally. "Do we have to?" Noah asked. "Yes, baby. It's almost dinner time." "Can we come back tomorrow?" Jae-hyun looked at her questioningly. "We'll see," she said. But she knew they'd be back. Noah had been genuinely happy for the first time in months. That evening, Amina couldn't stop thinking about Jae-hyun's daughter, the grief in his voice, the careful way he'd avoided Noah's innocent questions. She found herself researching Korean news online, searching for clues. Her phone rang. Unknown number again. "Hello. Having fun playing house with your Korean boyfriend?" "Ethan," he sounded drunk. "Leave us alone. I saw you at that big house today. Living the rich life while I'm stuck in a shitty hotel." He'd been watching them, following them. "You need help, Ethan. I need you to stop acting like a whore." The words hit her like a physical blow. "Don't call me again." "Or what?" "Your gangster boyfriend will hurt me." "Gangster? What are you talking about?" Ethan laughed bitterly. "You really don't know who he is, do you?" Ice formed in her stomach. "Tell me." "Seo Jae-hyun. Look him up. See what your knight in shining armor really does for a living." The line went dead. Amina stared at her phone. Her hands shook as she opened her laptop. She typed his name into the search bar. The results made her blood freeze. Headlines in Korean and English, photos of crime scenes, police investigations, organized crime, violence, murder. Jae-hyun wasn't just wealthy, he was dangerous, and she'd let Noah get attached to him. Her breath caught. What had she done? Amina couldn't sleep. Every search result painted the same picture. Jae-hyun was the head of a powerful criminal organization. The articles mentioned his wife and daughter, killed in a car bombing 3 years ago. Retaliation for his activities. She felt sick. Noah was sleeping peacefully in the next room, trusting and innocent. What if associating with Jae-hyun put Noah in danger? But Ethan had found them at the estate, which meant they were already being watched. Her phone buzzed. Text message from an unknown number. "We need to talk." And how did he get her number? Stupid question. He probably knew everything about her. Another text. "Tomorrow, 8 p.m. The pond." She should refuse. Take Noah and disappear, but where would they go? And what about Ethan's threats? The next day crawled by slowly. Noah asked about visiting the fish again. "Maybe later," she said. "Is something wrong?" "No, baby. I'm just tired." But Noah was perceptive. He sensed her mood and stayed quiet. At 8 o'clock, Amina left Noah with their elderly neighbor. Mrs. Kim had children of her own and didn't ask questions. The estate gates opened automatically. A guard waved her through. Jae-hyun waited by the pond. The koi fish swam in lazy circles beneath underwater lights. "You came," he said. "I have questions." "I expected you would." His voice was calm, resigned. "Tassen, are you really a criminal?" "That depends on your definition." "Don't play games with me." Something shifted in his expression. The mask slipped slightly. "I run a business that operates outside conventional law," he said. "A violent business. Sometimes people die because of what you do." "Yes." His honesty was somehow worse than lies would have been. "Then why are you helping us?" Jae-hyun was quiet for a long moment. When he spoke, his voice was softer. "Because I know what it feels like to lose everything. Your family. My wife, my daughter. Gone because I trusted the wrong person." His breath shook slightly. "I thought I could keep them separate, safe. What happened? A rival wanted to send a message. They planted a bomb in my wife's car." Amina felt her chest tighten. "I'm sorry. So Young was supposed to stay home that day. But she wanted to go shopping with her mother." His voice cracked on the last word. "It was my fault. My choices. My enemies." Tears blurred Amina's vision. The pain in his voice was unbearable. "Now I see you with Noah. See how hard you're fighting to protect him." He looked at her directly. "I can't save my daughter, but maybe I can save yours. He's my brother. He's your child in every way that matters." The truth of that statement hit her hard. "So what if your enemies target us?" "They won't. You're under my protection now." "What does that mean exactly?" "It means anyone who hurts you will answer to me personally." The words should have frightened her. Instead, she felt safer. "I don't understand you," she said. "You don't have to. You just have to trust me. Trust a criminal. Trust a man who would die before letting harm come to your family." His eyes found hers. In the reflected pond light, they looked almost vulnerable. "Your choice," he said simply. Amina stared at the fish swimming in peaceful circles. Noah loved this place, loved him. "If anything happens to Noah because of this," "It won't." "How can you be sure?" "Because I'll make sure." His voice carried absolute conviction. "One more question," she said. "Yes." "Why us? Why me?" Jae-hyun was quiet for so long, she thought he wouldn't answer. "So because when I look at you," he said finally, "I remember what I'm fighting for." 2 weeks passed without incident. Noah visited the estate daily after school. His laughter echoed through the gardens as he fed the koi and explored. Amina watched him bloom under the attention. Jae-hyun was patient and kind, never pushing, never demanding, but she couldn't forget what he really was. The contradiction ate at her. How could someone so gentle with Noah be capable of violence? "You're thinking too much," Jae-hyun said. They sat on the patio while Noah played with origami paper. Jae-hyun had taught him to fold cranes. Hard not to. Questions. Always. He waited patiently. "Do you enjoy it?" "The violence." "No." "Then why do it?" "Because sometimes violence is the only language people understand." "That's not an answer." Jae-hyun watched Noah carefully arrange paper birds on the table. "My father built this organization to protect our community," he said. "Korean immigrants who had nowhere else to turn. And now it's grown beyond that. But the principle remains. Protection through fear. Protection through strength." Noah held up a completed crane. "Look, it's perfect. Beautiful work, Jae-hyun said warmly. The shift in his voice was immediate, gentle and proud. Can I make one for Mina? Of course. Amina felt her chest tighten watching them together. Noah had never had a father figure, never had someone teach him with such patience. Her phone buzzed. Text message. Time's up. Our fear spiked through her. Ethan had been quiet too long. What is it? Jae-hyun asked. She showed him the message. His expression hardened immediately. He's escalating. What does that mean? It means he's desperate. Desperate people make dangerous choices. As if summoned by their conversation, Jae-hyun's phone rang. He answered in Korean. His voice became sharp, urgent. He ended the call and stood immediately. We need to leave. Now. What's wrong? Ethan isn't working alone anymore. What do you mean? He's made contact with the Yakamoto family, my rivals. Amina felt her blood freeze. They're helping him. They're using him. There's a difference. Noah, come here, she called. But I'm not finished with my crane. Bring it with you. We have to go. Jae-hyun spoke rapidly into his phone. Within minutes, 3 black cars pulled up to the house. Where are we going? Noah asked. Somewhere safe, Jae-hyun said, but his voice was tense, and Amina realized that nowhere was truly safe anymore. The enemy had found them. That night, Amina's apartment felt like a trap. Every sound made her jump. Every shadow could hide danger. Noah slept fitfully. He kept asking about the koi fish, about when they could visit again. Soon, she promised. But she wasn't sure it was true. At 2 in the morning, her building's fire alarm started shrieking. Amina bolted upright. Smoke detectors didn't malfunction at random. She grabbed Noah and carried him to the window. No flames visible, no smoke. But cars were pulling up outside. Too many cars. Her phone rang. Jae-hyun. Don't leave your apartment, he said immediately. The fire alarm is a distraction. Stay away from the windows. How do you know? My men are watching your building. They count 8 hostiles. 8. Against how many guards? What do we do? You stay calm. I'm coming. The line went dead. Noah whimpered in her arms. What's happening? Just a drill, baby. Like at school. But her hands shook as she carried him to the bathroom. The most interior room, fewest windows. Footsteps echoed in the hallway outside. Too heavy. Too purposeful. Someone was checking apartments. A door slammed somewhere in the building. Then another. They were getting closer. Noah pressed his face against her shoulder. I'm scared. It's okay. We're okay. But they weren't okay. They were trapped. Heavy footsteps stopped outside their door. The handle turned slowly. Evaluated narrative structure. Pacing and character development completion. This is a good cliffhanger to end part 2. I've covered Ethan's escalation with the restaurant incident, Amina reluctantly accepting protection, the estate visit, and Noah bonding with Jae-hyun. Jae-hyun's trauma, reveal about his wife and daughter, around the 25% mark, the revelation about his criminal background, growing trust and connection, the threat escalating with Yakamoto family involvement, the break-in attempt that will force them to stay at the estate. I've maintained the required writing style. Third person limited. Mostly Amina's POV present tense, short sentences and paragraphs, direct, simple prose, heavy dialogue, emotional directness. The required repetitive formulas are scattered throughout, building romantic tension appropriately. Noah's character development and bonding with Jae-hyun. This ends on a strong cliffhanger with them trapped in the apartment and danger literally at the door, which should compel the reader to want the next part. The word count looks appropriate for this section. Around 4,000 words covering chapters 9-16 from the outline. Amina held her breath. The door handle stopped moving. Silence stretched for endless seconds. Then, an explosion of sound. Wood splintering. Hinges breaking. Men's voices shouting in different languages. But the shouts were moving away from their door. Down the hall. More sounds. Crashes. Struggles. Then, sudden quiet. Footsteps approached again. Lighter this time, measured. A soft knock on her door. Amina, it's me. Jae-hyun's voice. She carried Noah to the door but didn't open it. How do I know it's really you? Noah's favorite fish is the orange one with the black spot. He named it Tiger. Relief flooded her chest. She unlocked the door. Jae-hyun stood in the hallway. His clothes were torn. Blood streaked his knuckles. "Are you hurt?" she asked. "No, but we can't stay here." "What about the other tenants?" "My men evacuated them through the back exit. They think it was a real fire." He stepped into the apartment. "Pack a bag. Essential items only." "Where are we going?" "My house, where I can protect you properly." "For how long?" Something shifted in his expression. Resolve mixed with regret. "Until this is finished." Amina felt her world tilting. Everything familiar was disappearing. Noah needs his medication, his stuffed rabbit, whatever he needs. But quickly, she moved through the apartment gathering essentials, Noah's clothes, his toys, her important documents. "Can we take the origami cranes?" Noah asked sleepily. "Of course, baby." Jae-hyun waited patiently while she packed. His presence filled the small space. "I'm sorry," he said quietly. "For what?" "For bringing danger to your door." "Ethan brought the danger. You're trying to fix it. Still, this isn't the life you chose." Amina zipped the bag closed. "None of this is the life I chose. But you're choosing now to trust me." She looked at him directly, blood on his hands, gentleness in his eyes. "I'm choosing Noah's safety. Everything else is secondary." "Everything." The question hung between them, loaded with meaning. "Let's go," she said, instead of answering. But as they left the apartment together, she realized her answer was already changing. Some things were becoming more than secondary. Some things were becoming essential. The estate felt different at night. Shadows stretched across the gardens. Security lights tracked their movements automatically. "Welcome home," Madame Yunji said at the front door. Home. The word struck Amina strangely. "Thank you for taking us in," she said. Madame Yunji's expression softened slightly. "The child's room is prepared. Adjoining yours." Noah clung to Amina's hand as they followed her upstairs. The guest wing was elegant and spacious. "Too fancy," Noah whispered. "It's just for a little while," Amina whispered back. But Jae-hyun had said until this was finished. How long might that be? The bedroom was larger than their entire apartment. A king-size bed dominated one wall. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooked the garden. Noah's connecting room held a twin bed and toys she didn't recognize. "Did you buy these?" she asked Jae-hyun. "Madame Yunji did. She has grandchildren. You didn't have to." "Noah deserves comfort." His voice was final. No room for argument. Amina felt exhausted suddenly. The adrenaline was fading. Reality was setting in. She was living in a criminal's house, dependent on his protection, grateful for his kindness. "Get some rest," Jae-hyun said. "Tomorrow we'll discuss next steps." "What kind of next steps?" "Ending this threat permanently." Something in his tone made her chest tighten. "What does that mean?" "It means Ethan made his choice. Now I'll make mine." He left before she could ask more questions. Amina woke to sunlight streaming through unfamiliar windows. For a moment, she forgot where she was. Then memory crashed back. The attack, the escape, the estate. Noah's bed was empty. Panic flared in her chest. She threw on clothes and ran downstairs. Voices drifted from the kitchen. Noah's laughter mixed with Jae-hyun's deeper tones. She found them at a massive breakfast table. Noah sat on a phone book, eating pancakes shaped like animals. "Mina, look, tigers and elephants." Jae-hyun glanced up from his newspaper. "Good morning. You should have woken me. You needed sleep." Noah was safe. Madame Yunji appeared with a plate of food. Fresh fruit, eggs Benedict, coffee that smelled expensive. "I can't eat all this," Amina said. "Then eat what you can," Jae-hyun replied. Noah chatted about the house and the gardens. He'd already explored with Madame Yunji as his guide. "Can we feed the fish after breakfast?" he asked. "If your sister agrees." Amina felt something shift in her chest at the word sister. Noah had called her that since their mother died, but hearing it from Jae-hyun felt different. Intimate. "Of course we can feed them," she said. They spent the morning by the pond. Noah scattered food pellets while Amina watched Jae-hyun's men patrol the property. "How many guards do you have?" she asked. "Enough." "That's not an answer." 12 on the estate, more watching the perimeter. The numbers felt surreal. An army protecting one small boy. "This can't last forever." "It won't have to, because you're going to kill Ethan." Jae-hyun's hand stilled on the fish food container. "Because I'm going to solve the problem. By killing him. By removing the threat. Don't sugarcoat it for me." His eyes found hers. "Yes, if necessary. And the men helping him." Them too. Noah looked up from the pond. What are you talking about? Adult stuff, Amina said quickly. I keep feeding the fish. But she felt sick. Violence was coming. She could see it in Jae-hyun's expression. I don't want Noah to see any of it, she said quietly. He won't, I promise. How can you be sure? Because when it happens, you'll both be somewhere safe. Where? Away from here. Away from everything. The thought of leaving felt wrong suddenly. This place was starting to feel like home. For how long? As long as it takes. 3 days passed in strange domestic peace. Noah attended online school sessions. Amina helped in the kitchen. Jae-hyun disappeared for hours at a time. Business, he said when she asked. But his clothes were sometimes torn when he returned. His knuckles sometimes bruised. Amina felt her attraction growing despite everything. The way he listened when Noah spoke, his patience with endless questions about fish and origami, the way his eyes found hers across rooms. One evening she couldn't sleep. The house was too quiet, too perfect. She wandered to the library and found Jae-hyun reading. A medical textbook lay open on his lap. Can't sleep either, she asked. Sleep is a luxury I can't afford right now. What are you reading? He showed her the page. Autism spectrum disorders. Communication strategies. Her breath caught. Typhon Noah. I want to understand him better. Tears blurred her vision. No one had ever cared enough to research Noah's needs. You don't have to do that. I want to. Why? Jae-hyun set the book aside. Because he matters to you, which means he matters to me. The words hung between them, heavy with meaning. Jae-hyun, I know. You don't trust easily. You have every reason not to. It's not about trust anymore. What is it about? Amina felt her walls crumbling. Fear. Of me. Of caring about you. His breath caught. And do you care about me? The question she'd been avoiding for weeks. Yes, she whispered. I do. Something shifted in his expression. Hope mixed with disbelief. Even knowing what I am. Because of what you are. You're dangerous enough to protect us. Gentle enough to earn Noah's love. And your love? The words escaped before she could stop them. You already have it. Jae-hyun stood slowly, approached her carefully. Amina. Footsteps pounded down the hallway. Daeho appeared in the doorway. Sir, we have a problem. The moment shattered. Jae-hyun's expression hardened immediately. What kind of problem? The Yakamoto family. They're moving tonight. How many? 20 men. Maybe more. Amina felt ice flood her veins. Tonight? Amina, take Noah and go to the safe room, Jae-hyun said. What safe room? Madam Yoonji will show you. Don't come out until I get you. What about you? His eyes found hers. I'll be fine. You don't know that. I'll be fine because I have to be. He kissed her forehead quickly. A promise and a goodbye. Go. Now. The safe room was hidden behind a bookshelf in the basement. Steel walls. Multiple locks. Enough supplies for a week. Noah curled up on a cot with his stuffed rabbit. When can we come out? When Jae-hyun says it's safe. Is he in trouble? Amina felt her chest tighten. He's very strong. He'll be okay. But she wasn't sure she believed it. Madam Yoonji sat in a corner knitting. Her fingers moved steadily despite the tension. How long have you worked for him? Amina asked. Since he was born. I helped raise him. What was he like as a child? Serious, always protecting others. His wife and daughter. Madam Yoonji's knitting paused. Beautiful souls. He died with them that day. But he's still here. His body is here. His heart has been buried for 3 years. Until now. The older woman's eyes found hers. Until you. Sounds echoed from above. Shouting. Glass breaking. A car engine roaring to life. Then silence. Terrible. Complete silence. Noah whimpered and pressed against Amina's side. It's okay, baby. Everything's okay. But her hands shook as she held him. Hours passed, or maybe minutes. Time moved strangely in the windowless room. Finally, footsteps on the basement stairs. It's over, Jae-hyun's voice called. Madam Yoonji unlocked the door. Jae-hyun stood in the hallway. His shirt was torn. Blood streaked his face and hands, but he was alive. Are you hurt? Amina asked. Not seriously. The others. Gone? It's finished? Noah ran to him immediately. Jae-hyun lifted him carefully despite his injuries. Did you win? Noah asked. Yes, we won. Are the bad men gone forever? Forever? Amina felt relief flood her chest. It was over. They were safe, but one question remained. What about Ethan? Jae-hyun's expression darkened. He wasn't with them. Then where? Her phone rang. Noah's school. Miss Carter. This is Principal Park. I'm afraid there's been an incident. The world tilted. What kind of incident? Noah was signed out early today by a man claiming to be his father. The phone slipped from her hands. Ethan had Noah. The therapy clinic was closed. The windows were dark, but Ethan's rental car sat in the parking lot. He's inside, Dae-ho reported. Ground floor, western corner. How many exits? Jae-hyun asked. 3. All covered. Amina felt panic clawing at her throat. Noah was in there with a man who'd threatened to hurt them. I should go in, she said. He wants to talk to me. Absolutely not. He won't hurt me if I cooperate. You don't know what he's capable of now. And you don't know what I'm capable of. Jae-hyun's eyes found hers. She saw his fear, his love, his desperate need to protect her. If something happens to you, nothing will happen. I won't let it. Amina. He's my brother, my responsibility. He's our family. The word hit her like a physical blow. Family. Then help me save him. Jae-hyun was quiet for a long moment. When he spoke, his voice was steady. 2 minutes. If you're not out in 2 minutes, we come in. 3 minutes. 2. She nodded. 2 minutes. The clinic's front door was unlocked. Amina stepped inside slowly. Ethan, I know you're here. About time. His voice came from the back office. She followed the sound, found him sitting behind the therapist's desk. Noah sat across from him in a child-sized chair. His eyes were red from crying. Mina! He started to run to her. Stay there, kid, Ethan said sharply. Noah froze. Let him go, Amina said. You want to talk to me. Here I am. Sit down. She took the chair beside Noah. He reached for her hand immediately. You look good, Ethan said. Rich life agrees with you. What do you want? Same thing I've always wanted. My family back. We were never your family. Your mother thought differently. The words stung because they were partially true. Mom was lonely. She made mistakes. I loved her, and I love you. You have a funny way of showing love. Ethan's expression hardened. I came here to save you. From what? From him. From that life. Do you have any idea what he really does? I know exactly what he does. Then you know he's a killer. I know he protects people. He murdered 6 men tonight. 6. The number hit her hard. She'd known violence was coming. But 6 lives. Men who were trying to hurt us. Today it's them. Tomorrow it could be you. He would never, wouldn't he? When you become a liability. When you know too much. Doubt crept into her mind. What did she really know about Jae-hyun? You're scared of him, Ethan continued. I can see it in your eyes. I'm not scared. Then prove it. Walk away. Come with me right now. And go where? Anywhere. Start over. Just the 3 of us. Noah squeezed her hand tighter. I don't want to go with him. See? Ethan's voice turned sharp. He's been poisoned against me. He's been hurt by you. I can change. We all can. No, Ethan. Some people can't change. And some people don't have a choice. He reached into his jacket, pulled out a gun. Noah whimpered and pressed against her side. You're going to walk out of here with me, Ethan said. All 3 of us, together. Or what? Or I make sure your Korean boyfriend finds you both in pieces. The threat was real. She could see it in his eyes. Okay, she said quietly. We'll come with you. Relief flickered across his face. Smart choice. But I want to say goodbye first, to Jae-hyun. No goodbyes. We leave now. He'll follow us if I don't explain. Ethan considered this. You have 30 seconds. Amina pulled out her phone, typed quickly. Don't try anything clever. I'm not. She hit send. Let's go, Ethan said. They stood slowly. Noah clung to her hand. It's going to be okay, baby, she whispered, but she wasn't sure it was true. They walked toward the front door. Ethan stayed behind them, gun trained on her back. When we get outside, we walk straight to my car. No sudden movements. I understand. They reached the entrance. Ethan moved ahead to open the door. The moment his attention shifted, everything changed. The door exploded inward. Jae-hyun moved through it with deadly precision. Ethan spun around, raising the gun. Give me the boy, he shouted. Or she dies. Time slowed. Amina saw Jae-hyun's choice playing out in his eyes. Save her or save Noah. She made the choice for him. Amina threw herself sideways, pushing Noah toward the floor. The gun fired. Pain exploded through her shoulder. She hit the ground hard, Noah beneath her. Jae-hyun moved. It was over in seconds. Ethan lay motionless. His eyes stared at nothing. "Mina!" Noah was crying. "Mina, wake up!" Jae-hyun knelt beside them. His hands found the wound immediately. Stay with me," he said. "Help is coming." "Noah," she whispered. "He's fine. You saved him. Is Ethan gone?" "It's over." Sirens wailed in the distance, getting closer. "I love you," she whispered. Jae-hyun's breath caught. "Don't you dare say goodbye to me." "Not goodbye, promise." "Promise what?" "Promise I love you." Tears blurred his vision. "I love you too." Everything went dark. Amina woke to the sound of quiet voices. Hospital machines beeping steadily. Her shoulder was wrapped in bandages. Her arm was immobilized. "Noah," she called weakly. "Right here." His small voice came from beside the bed. She turned her head. He sat in a chair holding one of his origami cranes. "I made this for you," he said, "while you were sleeping. It's beautiful, baby." Jae-hyun helped. "He's been here the whole time." She looked around the room. Jae-hyun sat by the window. His clothes were rumpled. His hair was disheveled. "How long?" she asked. 2 days, he said. "Surgery went well. No permanent damage. And Ethan, buried yesterday." The finality of it hit her. Ethan was gone. The threat was over. They were free. "What happens now?" she asked. Jae-hyun approached the bed carefully. "Now you heal, and we figure out what comes next. Together. If you want. I want." He reached for her uninjured hand. Their fingers intertwined. "There's something I need to tell you," he said. "Or what?" "I'm stepping back. From the organization." "What does that mean?" "It means I choose you, both of you, over everything else." Amina felt her breath catch. "But your responsibilities—" "My responsibility is to the people I love. You can't just walk away." "I can. And I am—" "For us? For the family I thought I'd lost forever." Noah climbed onto the bed carefully. "Are we really a family now?" Jae-hyun's voice was soft. "If your sister wants us to be." Amina looked at the two most important people in her world. Noah, who'd found joy again. Jae-hyun, who'd found purpose. "Yes," she said. "We're a family." 6 months later, snow fell softly outside the kitchen windows. Amina watched Noah build a snowman in the garden while she finished breakfast preparations. Her shoulder had healed completely. The scar remained as a reminder of how close they'd come to losing everything. "Coffee?" Jae-hyun asked, entering the kitchen. "Please." He poured 2 cups and joined her at the window. Their shoulders touched as they watched Noah play. "He's happy," she said. "He's home." The estate felt like home now, really and truly. They'd made it theirs over the months. Family photos on the mantel, Noah's artwork on the refrigerator, laughter echoing through rooms that had been silent too long. "I have something for you," Jae-hyun said quietly. "It's not my birthday. It's better than a birthday." He pulled a small velvet box from his pocket. Amina's breath caught. "Jae-hyun, I know we haven't talked about marriage, but I know I want forever with you." He opened the box. The ring was simple and elegant, perfect. "What do you think?" "I think Noah should be part of this decision, already handled." As if summoned, Noah burst through the back door. "Did you ask her yet?" he demanded, snow still clinging to his mittens. "I'm asking now." Noah bounced excitedly. "Say yes, Mina. Please say yes." Amina looked at both of them. Her heart felt too full for her chest. "Yes," she said simply. Jae-hyun slipped the ring onto her finger. It fit perfectly. Noah cheered and threw himself into a group hug that nearly knocked them all over. "Now we're really a family," he announced. "We were always a family," Amina said. "Now it's just official." They spent the rest of the morning in the garden, building snowmen, making snow angels, feeding the koi who swam lazily under their winter covers. Later, as Noah napped and snow continued falling, Amina and Jae-hyun sat by the fireplace. "Any regrets?" she asked. "About leaving the organization?" "No." "About us?" "Never." He pulled her closer. She fit against his side perfectly. "What are you thinking about?" he asked. How different everything could have been, but it isn't. We're here. We're safe. We're together. And we're happy. Finally happy. Outside, snow blanketed the gardens in pristine white. Inside, warmth filled every corner. Noah stirred from his nap and padded over to them. He climbed onto the couch and curled up between them. "I love you both," he said sleepily. "We love you too, baby," Amina whispered. Jae-hyun's arm tightened around them both. For the first time in years, Amina felt completely safe, completely loved, completely home. The snow fell heavier now, blanketing the world in quiet peace. She looked at Jae-hyun. He smiled back. They were finally home.